Hello, everybody. My name is Martha Alter Hines with Living the One Light. Okay, in this video, I am finally going to read part 4 of the Living the One Light book. So if you're finding this for the first time, this is perfect. You are in exactly the right place. This is going to be the fourth in a series of videos where I'm reading the Living the One Light book out loud. But as I've said in all the other videos, wherever you find yourself is perfect, both in the book and with these videos where I'm reading it, because anything I channel, especially, well, anything I channel, including this Living the One Light book and the other books in the series, Gaia Speaks, Cosmos Speaks, etc. They're kind of like Oracle deck cards, right? So you could pick up the actual book or just turn on one of these videos, and wherever you're called to is perfect. And Box the cat is making that point as well. So that's pretty perfect too. Um, and yeah, so where I am picking up is page 35, this chapter called The Stages of Awakening. And um, this, if you haven't heard the previous videos, in the first video, I talk about sort of the history of the Living the One Light book and the Living the One Light series of books, which is going to be a total of 8 books. But the gist is that I channeled this book, Living the One Light, in September of 2018, and I'm recording this video in late August 2026. So it's actually been almost exactly 8 years since I first channeled this book and published it. And it's fascinating to be reading it now. I've probably read it once or twice in those 8 years, but it was channeled, right? So it's was not my brain writing it, so I don't tend to remember a lot of it. And yeah, and it's just fascinating to see my perspective on it now. And Fox is particularly happy at the moment. This is hilarious. Okay. Um, so he'll be joining us, I guess. Perfect. Yeah, and this section, as I said at the end of the last video, where I read up until here, this section was the one part when I was channeling originally 8 years ago where I went, are you sure about this? So I'm curious to reread it. I haven't read this in years. And yeah, we'll see what we think of it together. Um, yeah. Okay. So here we go. And I'll put the link to the other 3 videos here so you can go and watch those other ones as well. Start from the beginning or wherever you feel called. And then I also already done a similar thing for Gaia Speaks, which is the second book in the the One Light series. Living the One Light is the first book, but I actually read out loud Gaia Speaks before I read out loud Living the One Light because I was told to by my guide. So that series of videos is already a playlist here on this YouTube channel, and you can listen to Gaia Speaks as well if you like. Um, yeah. Um, great. Okay. So, yeah, and then the actual book you can get on Amazon if you want. And I also have PDF version on my website, livingtheonelight.com, if you want to. Okay. All right. The stages of awakening. We want to start the section with the caveat that we do not like the idea of what you might call essentializing or overly simplifying complex realities into tiny, neat, container-like labels. So we feel conflicted about pretending to name and compartmentalize something as complex and beautiful and crucial and wonderful as awakening into finite stages. Please know as you read this section that we recognize that this is consciously a false construct, but we are hoping that packaging this concept in this way will help you to feel understood and to get the most appropriate help for exactly what you need here and now and as you move forward. Like everything else in existence, stages of awakening are not linear or easily defined in neat human way. However, it does often help the human mind to have a way of tracking and or identifying with a set of stages. So we are outlining these stages in case this will help you to feel some sense of place and normalcy given what you are experiencing and longing for and going through. We also want to say that there is no judgment in these stages. Every human who incarnated into this life and who agreed to awaken in this lifetime is an amazing gift for us. Remember, you all, are fully awakened already in your ultimate reality. There are no winners or losers. We all have the same goal and the same ultimate reality, to be and to remember our already awakened state. So wherever you feel that your state of awakening is, our response is yay. Just given the fact that you are reading this, we say yay and thank you. So take a deep breath. Release any and all judgment you may feel in a positive or negative way about yourself or others in response to these stages, and just see what lands, what feels right, and what seems helpful or not. Release anything and everything that does not feel like it serves you. We are all held, we are all perfect, we are all needed, and we are so grateful for you. Okay. Oh, Boxy. Um, hilarious. Okay. Stage 1, unconsciousness or the divine caterpillar stage. This first stage is the stage of most humans on the planet. Most people do not conceive, and remember, this is 2018, so this is interesting. Most people do not conceive of awakening to their pre or post-human existence that exists simultaneously with their human one. They probably have heard people talk about awakened beings, but they either do not relate to this, find it silly, or are just too preoccupied with survival needs to pay any attention to any spiritual realities that may or may not exist. This is okay. This stage serves many purposes. There is potential for much love and joy and happiness in this state, and much potential for people to have absolutely wonderful lives living this way for their entire human existence. Stage 2, the spark or the beginning chrysalis stage. This is the stage when a person feels a spark inside themselves, often in their chest or heart. They suddenly have a glimpse, like a ping of a guitar string inside their heart or soul. This person might feel a deep knowing or longing to understand what that ping feeling is and to connect with it more, although they may or may not even be able to identify that longing or knowing, much less to articulate it. At this stage of awakening, a person might feel like something is missing or like there is a spark inside them that they just can't put their finger on, like there is something more. Certain songs or poems or movies or books or stories or a glance in someone's eyes or a sunset or a sunrise or a moonbeam might suddenly strike them in some certain way that makes them light up inside or suddenly cry from a very deep and beautiful place. But this person feels like those feelings are somewhat of a mystery, and the person can't quite figure out what to do with those feelings or those longings. This person probably has some sense of some kind of spirituality or somehow probably wants to be connected to some kind of spiritual, more than me kind of a feeling, but maybe either is part of a religious group that doesn't work for them at all, or doesn't fully work for them, or is not part of any religious group, but is somehow wishing for some kind of spiritual connection to something in some way. This person also could live a perfectly good and happy life in this stage of awakening, but probably would actually be less satisfied staying at this stage than a person in the first stage of total unconsciousness or divine caterpillar stage. Yeah, and share with us if any of this relates, or I should say resonates for you. Curious. Okay, stage 3. The spark speaks, or the active chrysalis stage. A person at this stage has felt that spark inside of them and has wondered what that is, but then suddenly the spark seems to wake up a bit. This awareness comes and goes, and the spark will suddenly speak and then go back to sleep, maybe for days or weeks or even months or years. But this person has had glimpses that there really is something good and better and more for him or her and probably for the world. And this person probably has gone out looking for this feeling of this spark various times in life. He or she has gone looking for it in dating or in love, in yoga classes, or at various religious or spiritual institutions, or maybe in nature. This person knows that he or she is more than this human life and is often actively longing to connect with that feeling that more that he or she has felt now more than once. This person could also live a perfectly good and happy life in this stage, but probably would be even more frustrated and longing for the true reality than the person in stage 2 of the spark or the beginning chrysalis stage. This person would probably almost constantly have a nagging feeling of needing to search and find that something else. So this can be a pretty frustrating, perhaps lonely stage to be in. However, this stage also holds a great deal of potential for beautiful things. At some point, a person in this stage may reach a point of being ready to emerge from the chrysalis and to awaken fully into stage 5. That's 2 stages away from here. Some people need to stay in their chrysalis for a long time, sometimes even through this entire lifetime or many lifetimes. Some people become ready to emerge from the chrysalis, but for various reasons they choose not to. However, some people reach a point of being not only ready, but also willing and committed to emerging out of their chrysalis and to taking flight as their beautiful full light, soaring full self. This is a phenomenal moment. This is what we have been waiting for, why we are here, and what we are here to witness, to behold, and to help to guide. We are so excited. Thank you. Stage 4. The spark is alive or the butterfly is alive. In this stage, a person finally hits a state of feeling, aha, this is it. And this person finally starts to feel as though she or he found something that feels like the truth for her or himself. This person has come into a knowing of a connection to God or the light or source. This person has a pretty strong and good and regular practice of some kind that brings her or him back into touch with that knowing and that feeling of connectedness to the more than me being, such as God or whatever that is to him or her. This person can hit quite a positive state of being and can feel quite happy and satisfied much of the time. This can be a happy and good place to stay and to live a human life. This person may never feel the need to emerge from the chrysalis and may or may not emerge. If they do emerge, they may or may not be conscious that they have emerged or of their process in one way or another. Many people in this stage are fully content to remain unconscious of the details of their spiritual identity and can be quite happy and thriving in life without ever moving on to stage 5. Other people in this stage might reach a point where they do begin to become more aware and conscious of their spiritual identity as a distinct soul, and may consciously begin to feel the desire and need to consciously emerge as and to soar as their full spiritual selves. I would say feels like where a lot of you have been. Tell me what you think. Yeah. So this is sounding very familiar. Either of these choices is good and right and true for many of you. For those of you who feel called to emerge, to take flight and to soar, we are here for you. And this is where I feel like a lot of you are. We see you, we celebrate you, and we are here to guide and support you in whatever way is right for you. To all of you, we celebrate you and we thank you. I'm getting it. So yeah, I have a guess that my work is really working with supporting people in this stage 4 to stage 5 place. Again, this is hilarious because I haven't, it's channeled 8 years ago and I haven't read it in years. So I'm like, oh, I see. I see the plan. So funny. And this is before I was working with anybody. This is channeled when I was still a supervisor at child welfare services and as a social worker. So yeah, I wasn't doing this work at all yet. And wow, now here we are. We're doing it. This is very cool. Actually, I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this section. I was a little worried, but so far I'm feeling good. Okay. Tell me what you think. All right, stage 5. The spark bursts open and is all that is, or the butterfly soars. This stage is actual full awakening. All human beings are still human beings, so no human being is perpetually always in a fully awakened state. That would be the equivalent of death of the human body. And we don't want that for you yet. So this is the most awakened state that almost any human can actually encounter or achieve. And this is our goal for most of you. In this state of being, you not only have a connection to a practice with God, light, source, you actually know and feel and see and hear and become the full, actual all of you as the all that is. You know how to readily and easily become this and see and hear and know and feel and speak and do from this place of absolute ascension and oneness with the all that is. That this is beautiful. And again, this is not perfection. You are still human. Do not forget this. But this is amazing. This is amazing specifically because in this state of being, we can consciously be one. In the state of being, you know and feel and are a total, complete, surrendered, open temple and portal between the inner Gaia Earth, the mother of your human body, and the total, complete expanse of the all that is. And this is amazing. This means that you have become exactly what you contracted and agreed to become in this of your human lifetimes. This means that you are a constant conduit for healing, for communication, for oneness, for whatever it is that the universe and the earth and you all need from us, from each other, from existence, from the earth, to you, to each other, to all of us. This is the ultimate gift. In this state of being, you can remember the all of you, the all of why you specifically are here, the all of your unique gifts, your unique and ultimate voice, and you become able to consciously channel and allow your unique messages and gifts through you to this world and to this universe. This is what so many of you are doing now. Yup. This is exactly how we need you. Wow, this is amazing. Fascinating. Reading this 8 years later. Here we are literally doing it. Oh my God. So cool. If you feel that you are at this stage, we are also here to connect with you. We are here to connect with you, to celebrate you, to deeply bow to you, and to thank you with all that we are. We would love to hear from you, to hear who you are, what your stories are, what you are being shown and given as gifts, as messages for the world in this great time of healing for all of us and for your Mother Earth. Yay. Thank you. Wow. This is literally describing what's happening right now. Like, I'm in awe. That's so cool. All right, I'm gonna read this next section. It's called Awakening. And Box is is with us. Okay. So when you read through those stages of awakening, we are guessing that you identify with at least one, possibly two of the stages. And as we said above, we cannot emphasize enough how wonderful it is and how joyous we are just simply that you exist and that you are reading this and that you have agreed to awaken at all. So no matter what stage, remember these stages are really false constructs, you are, whatever stage you are in, you are a gift. You are wonderful, you are beautiful, and we are so grateful for you and to you. And so let's just assume for the sake of this next section that you identify most with either stage 1, stage 2, or stage 3. But I would say, I'm guessing most of you identify with 3, 4, or 5. Somewhere, I would get, okay, I'm going to put a little quiz, and it's not a quiz. I'm going to put a little, I think on YouTube I can put what they call quizzes. It's more like a poll. I'm gonna make it so you guys can say you either identify with stage 1, 2, 3, or 3, 4, or 5. My guess is that most of you will feel kind of 4 transitioning into 5-ish, or yeah, but we'll see. I'm so curious. Okay, because a lot has happened in the last 8 years, and I would be also curious in the comments if you think back to 2018, right? September 2018. When this is being channeled, what stage would you say you feel like you were then? Very, very curious. Okay. Yeah, it's so cool. Let's take a deep breath and talk about what you want to do next. And so here goes. Okay, so you know it, you feel it, you are ready to awaken. And now how do you start? You start here. You start now. You start by taking a deep, deep breath and exhaling everything. And then you are still. And in this stillness, you are silent and you listen. And you feel and you hear and you know, and you just simply are. If you are in the very beginning stages of or feelings of awakening, we encourage you to do the meditation visualization that we led you through at the beginning of the book, which I read in probably video number one-ish, something like that, one or two. We have also created video and audio versions of that visualization that you can get for free at livingtheonelight.com. That's interesting. I have, again, this is 8 years ago, so I'm not sure what, I don't think I have that exact one on my website anymore. But I have so many other free things, right? So I would highly recommend the Wholeness Way series if you're just starting out with me, start there. And I'll put the link for that. Yeah, but I have a whole page of free gifts, so go to that. We encourage you to start by using that visualization once or twice a day until you get it in your body, what the ultimate reality feels like. You also may feel called to use the many other resources on the Living the One Light website, videos, messages, prayers, and guidance that we are continually sending through Martha specifically for you. Yes, that's continued for sure and keeps going. Throughout your ascension and awakening process, and even once you feel fully awake, quote unquote, we encourage you to come back to the Living the One Light visualization or another one that works well for you at least once per day, if not more often. Even in a fully awakened state of being, it is necessary and important to actively come back to the feeling of ultimate reality at least once per day because human lives have so much potential to bring people into a state of forgetting that ultimate awakened state of reality. And so start there. Okay. Yeah. And I will do this in the next video. I will read helpful tips and simple practices. Awesome. I just want to make a comment about this though. Because yeah, it's so interesting to think about what they're referring to here in the book about, being in a fully awakened state. That feels a little weird in a way, right? And I'm just thinking about the distinction between that and what I would consider what we might call, fully enlightened beings like the Buddha or Jesus or whoever. Um, is that what this is referring to? Like yes, but no, right? Um, yeah. So anyway, that's a whole topic. It's like I feel a little nervous. Again, this is channeled, so it's not me talking, but I do feel a little nervous at the thought of claiming that I or any of us are going to be ascended masters. That's the phrase I'm thinking of. So it's not like, yeah, just this is Martha me, the human me. I don't I don't feel fully right claiming that, like I'm fully enlightened. That it doesn't feel a good thing to say. Uh, oh, yeah. Um and um and yet what does that really mean? I think that part of what this time of great remembering is also coming out of thinking that it's like we don't want to be grandiose. Definitely not. We don't want to be delusional. And also we have been trained to think that the only sort of the enlightenment, quote unquote, is this unattainable thing out there that these in particular male figures have accomplished, like again, Buddha, Jesus, Muhammad, etc. Um, and yeah, and that we're somehow less than that or lowly compared to that. That's not cool either. So yeah, kind of it's the human me is just sort of sitting with what's the balance there. And yeah, all right. Let me know your thoughts. Click on yeah, I'm gonna figure out the technical thing of how to make a little poll where do you feel like you are? Stage 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, or kind of maybe in between. Some, yeah, super curious. And any other thoughts, any other reflections, I would love to know. And I will be back soon with the next part. And certainly go back and watch the other parts and watch Gaia Speaks videos if you like. And thank you so much for being here. And if you haven't, download the free Living the One Light app, download, I should say, access any and all of those free gifts, and join the free Living the One Light community. Um, yeah, how far things have come in 8 years is wow. So cool. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Big hugs to every single one of you. And mm, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's happening. Here we are. All right. See you soon.